Hey there, what's up internet? My name is BlackLightAttack. I believe in a thing called love, and this is episode, I think 7. I was about to say 6. 7 of Let's Play Final Fantasy VII. Let's see, last time, bad things happened all over the place. The plate fell on Sector 7, murdering many of the denizens below. Chances are there wasn't as high a fatality rate as there was to be expected, because part of the efforts of Avalanche in not only stopping the plate from falling but also to evacuate Sector 7. And so we did find out that Aeris managed to save Marlene, Barrett's young 4-year-old daughter, bring her back to her house, who is now under the care of Aeris's adopted mother, Elmira. We found out that Aeris is the last of a race called the Ancients, and has mysterious powers. And on top of that, Aeris got kidnapped by the Shinra, and we need to go save her ass. So, so here we find that in the weapon shop, a guy says, "Hey, if I'm going up to the plate, I'm going to need some batteries." And you actually have to stop and talk to that guy in order to proceed. It can be kind of confusing to figure out where to go. These kids are going to be like, "Hey, you want to see something awesome? Follow me." And then that's obviously where you're supposed to go, but what the game doesn't make so apparent is that you need the batteries from the guy in the weapon shop. I think it costs you a total of 300 gil, but let's see. Get out of my way. Everyone climb this up. Everybody climbed up this wire. It looks scary. Brrr. Yeah, I'm afraid of heights too, actually. Yeah, at least to the upper world. Alright. We'll climb this wire. There's no way we can do this. You know how far it goes up? What does it look like? It's just a normal wire. I love this line. Oh yeah, well to me it looks like a shiny golden wire of hope. I don't really see it, Barry. It just looks like a pile of shit to me. It is the only way to get up there and save Aeris. Okay, it was a bad analogy, but Barrett, I understand how you feel. Barrett's generally not good with words. He's a very passionate man, but he always has a hard time finding the right thing to say. And as such, you'll find that he tends to take to heart things that other people say because he wishes he was that good at expressing himself, I guess. So earlier on in the really early in the game, Cloud said something about, you know, the people of the city are just like the trains. They, you know, they can't go anywhere but where the tracks take them. And Barrett really likes that line. He's going to be repeating it throughout the game several times, but always slightly wrong. I can't quite seem to. I need to put a. There we go. Got to put a battery in there. And it spins the propeller, and then that. It's kind of hard to see from here, but that's like the top half of the plane. There we go. And then it's going to spin and make a little bridge across. And there are 2 other places to put batteries in, but this is the only one you actually need. This is the first sign of a battery you actually need. The other 2 are actually, they just lead to treasure, which is good. So by the way, I don't know if I mentioned this in the last episode, but if you guys ever play this game, and if you're catching up especially, and I'm sorry if you're playing along with me, and I didn't mention this because I don't usually even bother with this, but when we go through the ghost graveyard, the train graveyard on the way to trying to stop the Shinra from dropping the plate on Sector 7, there is an enemy inside the train graveyard. I forget what the enemy's name is. It's something that begins with an E, but there's basically this. Oh, I think actually you need that battery too. It's the third one that's actually not necessary. My bad. Sorry, what was I saying? There's an enemy that I believe it begins with an E. It looks like a Grim Reaper or like a skeleton on the front on top, and then it's got like a chariot kind of for a body. It's kind of interesting, but if you find that enemy, and it's a pretty low encounter rate, which is why I don't normally bother with it, but if you find that enemy, you can steal a really good weapon for Aeris with it. Now, I normally don't bother because it's going to be a little bit before Aeris rejoins the party anyway, and although even at that point we're still not going to have a better weapon for her. Whoops. Even though we're still not going to have a better weapon for her at that point, I usually don't bother with it if I'm being time conscious, because I basically would have had to sit there and just grind out encounters until I encountered that thing, and even then it takes forever to steal it because it's a very low steal rate. But okay, so this part I never get this on the first try, but we're trying to. This is what I was talking about earlier, where this game just kind of fits minigame after minigame in, and there we go. Finally got it. This is a one of the mini games. So that one's kind of frustrating because there doesn't seem to be any sort of logic to the timing, you know? I don't know. It's kind of hard to see what they were getting at with that one, but I do still appreciate the mini games thing. We're going to be seeing some really awesome mini games coming up later on in the game, but till then, have I used all my batteries at this point? I think I have, which is good because there should be a... Oh no, I already got that. What was it, an ether that I got for the third one? Yeah. All right, so we're done. We're done with the batteries, and then boom, there's Shinra HQ, baby. Oh man. Dum, dum, this is definitely like the Shinra music. This is always the music associated with Shinra. Time to go. Everybody's brandishing their weapons on the world model for once. Alright, so here we actually have a choice. We can either bust in the front, causing a ruckus, or we can go around the back, climb the stairs, which is stealthier. So, Cloud is actually... Cloud's saying this is the first time I've actually ever been to the headquarters. And he's heard about this place before. Every floor above the 60th is special, not easy to get to even for employees. Must be where they took Eris. The security is pretty light right now. How do you know that, Barrett? Oh, I guess probably because they're all busy blowing up Sector 7. Or acting like they're rebuilding it. But alright, let's go! Wait a second, you're not thinking of just going right through the main entrance, are you? I was kind of thinking about it. I'm gonna kick some Shinra ass. Guess I gotta work, but you gotta find another way. There's gonna be no other way. You keep wasting time like this. Eris. Shut up, Barrett. I know that, but if we get caught here, hey, what should we do? Bust the fuck in. Okay, so the reason I decided to bust on in is because there are a lot more rewards to get by going in the front. I've taken both ways, trust me. And taking the staircase, that is the sneakier option, it takes fucking forever, and the only thing you get for it throughout the entire way is an elixir. Now, there is more battling that you have to do this way, but this is actually... I think taking the staircase is actually faster, but this way offers more rewards. So, like, if I watch speedruns of this game, as I mentioned earlier, and the way to speedrun is to take the staircase, definitely, but, yeah, it's happening. Everybody's freaking out just because we busted right in the front door, and we didn't even try to pass it off like we were just, you know, stopping by the gift shop or something. Actually, there is a gift shop. That's an actual thing. Barrett does have a gun for an arm, so I guess it's kind of hard to take him anywhere. But no one else really seems to mind him in other towns. But, well, to be fair, I mean, he's kind of a wanted man, so everybody's going to be on the lookout. Not only does he stand out to begin with, but everybody's also going to be on the lookout for him because he's a wanted terrorist at this point. Now, here's something I wanted to address, and a couple people were kind of like, hey, wait a minute. Shinra literally wanted to crush Sector 7? Isn't that stupid that they would kill so many people just to get an avalanche? And the answer is, well, yes. It's kind of ridiculous to think that they would do that. Yeah, you better run. You better run. Although it's not as far-fetched as you may think. Now, hold on real quick. There's something we got to grab here. Here's the second Turtles Paradise newsletter. Be sure to get that when you come this way, because you only have 2 opportunities in the entire game to see that poster. And that is right now, and then very, very, very later in the game when we leave Midgar and then eventually come back to it. But anyway, it seems a little far-fetched, but when you realize, I don't know if we've seen this cutscene yet, but basically there's a cutscene saying that where we see President Shinra saying like, hey, 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 this is perfect. I think we did see this cutscene. He's like, hey, 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 this is perfect. We'll destroy Sector 7, pin the blame on Avalanche, and then everybody will come around on Shinra's side because Shinra's gonna offer them refuge and food and stuff, all the people who survived, which again is more people than you think. Now they don't actually plan on rebuilding Sector 7 because they're assholes, but this is sort of a double whammy for them. One, they get the PR boost of taking care of the refugees that were left homeless by this incident, and they also eliminate Avalanche in the meantime. On top of that, the people of the slums are absolutely nothing to them. Most of them are, you know, criminals, shopkeepers, some of them, a lot of them are scavengers. They're just people who are very undesirable to a pseudo-government. They're like the de facto government. Even though they're technically a power company, they basically run this shit. I think these yeah, you actually can't open these chests for some reason. You can open them next time you come back to Midgar, but okay, let's go ahead and see. Ah! Here, take the money.
Don't want your money. Avalanche ain't no pack of criminals. We just want back what your boss stole from us.
Which is our friend. Now, we ain't gonna hurt you. Might even pay you if you help us. Oh, okay. Barrett's just like, yo, calm down. I'm gonna give you some money for them potions. So, okay, anyway, there's some eye drops. It's actually handy to have on hand. Oh man, I'm really spending my gil this run. Usually I kind of hoard my gil. I'm kind of not doing that this time. So, they have no problem murdering hundreds, maybe thousands of people just to not only wipe out Avalanche, but also to boost their own standing with the other people. And that seems a little ridiculous. That seems a little, like, far out there until you realize that there are people in this world who actually believe that the American government did the same thing with 9/11. So it's not all that unplausible. The only real difference is that Shinra actually did it. And, I guess you could say the jury's still out on that one, but I'm not really one to talk about political stuff, but I'm just going to straight up say I don't think the American government killed thousands and thousands of Americans. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, the fact that that's even a concern basically makes it like, yeah, that's actually a concern that's on the table. So, and real quick, I wanted to do something. Did I ever end up doing this? I know I said no, I did not do this. Okay, I didn't think I did. So I'm actually just going to set the speed, and now everything is going to pop up faster, all the messages, and the battle is actually going to go faster. My gauge will fill faster, and so will the enemies. So this is the way to do it. You can actually enter the elevator from the first floor, but you always want to take the stairs up to the second floor so you can visit the gift shop. And also on the first floor, again, always make sure to hit that Turtles Paradise newsletter. So, moving on up to the east side. What's wrong? You don't like my song? I didn't want to start a ruckus till we saved Ares. Man, should have known that was impossible. Well, it wasn't impossible. We could have gone inside. Barrett's like, what is it? You giving me the willies? So there are times when even you fight for other people. I'm impressed. Shut up, dummy. You know, I ain't so good at saying this, but, sorry for lots of things. I'm trying to give him Mr. T voice because his character design is very similar to Mr. T. A lot of people have always compared Barrett to Mr. T. I don't care where, Cloud, just stop it. I'm just not very good at doing a Mr. T voice, so we'll do what we can. I'm also not even really trying with Ares or Cloud, I'm sorry. I always complain about the voices given to characters. Like, I think Cloud's character voice actor in Advent Children was pretty bad. So I think it would be rather hypocritical of me to try to do it myself, but here we go, get Ares some of them limits, I think. Now, did I end up buying a second cover material? I can't rightly remember. It's kind of hard for me to, like, keep track of what I've done in this file. I need to stop playing my other file. Basically, I'm playing this game on PC at the same time, and I'm around the same place, but the only reason I'm playing it was because I wanted to modify it to see if I could get it feeling like the old Final Fantasy VII, because the one on PC uses the music from the original PC launch. This game is one of the few Final Fantasies to actually be out on both its original console and on PC. And the PC version, for some reason, had much worse music. It's this like MIDI crappy sounding music, and for some reason when they relaunched it on PC, they also used the same music from before, so all the music sounds noticeably shittier. Oh, okay, we do have the two cover materials, and those do stack, so Barrett has a 40% chance of covering a teammate, and okay, still on big shot, so that's perfect. So the other problem is, I don't know if I mentioned this in this Let's Play, but I definitely talked about it a lot on Twitter. They gave every character model in the world model these like weird dumbbell arm models, not the battle models. Every one of them has a mouth. And if you notice here, a lot of times it's just eyes. All you can see is eyes, because, you know, they were trying to keep the detail low. In some scenes where they're a little bit closer to the camera, you can see that some of them have mouths. It's usually just like a little straight line. For some reason on the PC version, where the textures are really cleaned up, and the models look a lot smoother, and, you know, it's adjusted for like 1080p and whatnot, all the characters have mouths, and for some reason they decided to give a couple major characters, notably Jesse and Sephiroth, most importantly Sephiroth, this like perfectly circular like blowjob face. Looks like a South Park character trying to give somebody a blowjob. So also affectionately known as the O face because it's literally just a circle. But that really bothered me. That's a minor, it sounds like a minor complaint, but it was honestly, like, Sephiroth, as we'll see later on, is a very serious character, and to have these, like, really intense, like, dramatic moments going on and him making that stupid fucking face, it just drove me insane. The plus side is it's PC, and chances are, if you try hard enough, you can modify any PC experience to fit what you want. So, luckily, a lot of the... Is this? Oh, it's one of those robo-monkeys. I have no idea what the hell Shinra's running with their security force here, but they apparently have robo-mole baboons with hammers. So, yeah, go beat that ass. Come over here, I'm gonna beat that. I'm gonna put you over my non-existent knee and beat your ass with a hammer. Come on now. So, there's a huge modding community. Ah, shit. Yeah, forgot these guys inflict confuse. There's a huge modding community for the PC, so I was able to, no problem, find the mod. Oh, now I'm targeting Tifa. My bad, Tifa. I'm very sorry about this. Please don't be mad. I forgot those things disappear for a little bit. So there's tons and tons of mods, and some of them are even, like, they have these really, like, high-res, like, new, nice-looking models. A lot of them have, like, cleaned-up background textures, stuff like that. I didn't want anything too crazy, because I didn't think it was really necessary, but all I wanted was to fix the music so that it sounded like the music we're hearing here, and on top of that, I just wanted to get rid of the blowjob faces. Luckily, mods for that already exist, and actually the music sounds a bit better because it's off of the OST, not the, it's not the, PlayStation music, so it's actually the same tracks, it's just they have higher audio quality. And on top of that, I was able to replace all the blowjob mouths. Somebody else had the same botheration with that blowjob mouth, so I did actually manage to modify it to look good. And I was considering converting this Let's Play to that, to the PC version, but honestly, I wanted you guys to experience the same way I experienced it when I was a kid, so I decided to just keep everything PlayStation. And this is just a one-to-one with the PlayStation. This is literally just a port, and I believe this is actually software emulated. I'm gonna have to double check with my model of PlayStation 3, but it's kind of interesting the way PlayStation 3s have worked, because there have just been so many models of the PlayStation 3 that how their backwards compatibility works is kind of flabbergasting. Oh, this is perfect. All right, these guys actually have a really good bangle. These guys carry carbon bangles that you can steal off of them, and hopefully we can steal that without having to slow down the battle at all. It does have a pretty low steal rate, though. And later we're going to find enemies that from which we can steal a weapon for Cloud. Let's see how much health he has. This is where Sense Materia comes in handy when you don't want to kill something. Moth Slasher. Okay, he's only got 55 HP, so I'm going to stop attacking and just steal. And if we don't get it this time, I'm going to speed up the battle, actually. Come on, baby. Nope. Okay. One more shot because Tifa had a quick limit gauge. Fill up. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's speed up the battle. Alright, there it goes. Carbon Bangle. Got it. It was only... The message was only up there for like a second because I have the high battle speed, but... there we go. Let me break that dude, and he's gone. And he's gone. So, that's important. There will be more of those later. In this case, I think that one is scripted. Oh, nice. Tifa got a new limit break as well. Somersault. It's, I believe that battle's scripted, so when you're ascending on the elevator, there will always be a Moth Slasher at that point. And what you're going to want to do there is make sure you steal from it, because you're going to get a Carpet Bangle, and then on top of that, you can find more of them later on in the Shinra HQ that you can steal more Carbon Bangles from. It's always nice whenever there's an enemy from which you can steal you know, some equipment, because it's repeatable, and oftentimes the equipment sells pretty well too. So if you have the time, if you're not in any hurry, it may be a good idea to sit there and just spam steal until you actually succeed. So I'm considering changing my Cure All setup and going for a Bolt All just to kind of make these like group fights faster, because there is a whole lot of these guys, and it's going to take forever to break them down. I'll probably just start casting magic right now. Magic generally hits harder, it's just that it has a longer cast animation and costs MP, whereas, you know, attacking is free. So when it comes to, like, you know, wanting to have like your longevity and not have to spend too many like healing item or MP restoring items, or use temps or whatever, then you want to stick mainly to like auto attacks, especially because the physical attacks often can end up hitting really hard, and later in the game, basically the damage caps out in this game at 9,999. It's the highest you can hit, except unless you trigger an overflow glitch. Like it's hard to explain, but some ways you can glitch the game to get more than 9,999, but generally speaking, you can only get 9,999, right? So it comes to the point where obviously like your magic is only going to deal 9,999, and your auto attacks deal the same amount. So it's like, why not just use auto attacks, physical attacks rather? I keep saying auto attacks, but this game doesn't have auto attacking. You actually have to select attacking. But I'm not gonna waste my limit break on this guy. I'll wait for the next battle. Oh, he faked me out. Nice fake out, bro. But the advantage to using magic is that magic has a lot of effects that physical attacks won't, like status effects that you can inflict, and you know, being able to hit all enemies at once, etc. Although there is a materia to actually let you physically attack all enemies at once, so anyway. So we kill those guards. They're gonna drop the key card 60. Ba-boom. Basically, which numbers on the key card is what floor we can go to. But they were just saying that like even your average employees can't get above the 59th floor. So when we get to floor 60, everybody's actually pretty calm. Downstairs, they're panicking like crazy because there's like a terrorist attack, but when you get above floor 60, everybody's calm because they think we can't reach them, because everything is just below them. And we got a guard napping, snoozing at his desk. See, this is how little they care above floor 60. Is there's a terrorist attack going on as far as they know. And he's napping on the job. I assume he's in charge of floor 60 and above. What an asshole. So those are two weird little guys that just stand there. They're like security guards. I don't even know what their deal is. Let's go on ahead and signal us when it's safe to come. So this part's... I never do this part on the first try. If we can get this on the first try, I'm going to be so happy. Okay, so getting Cloud across is pretty easy, but then you have to motion. I think it's okay. I think, yeah, it's the circle button. So you have to motion when it's safe for them to move. But if they catch you, you have to fight a battle, and then you go back to the beginning. So here's another mini game. I love them, just fitting these mini games in one after another. Keeps the gameplay interesting and fresh. You know what I mean? If you're playing a standard RPG and just, you know, I'm gonna wait for this guy. These guys are a bit faster. If you're just playing a standard RPG and so close. And it's just the same thing start to finish, and you know, they kind of rely on the battle system to make things more interesting. It gets tired. It gets tiring, and this game is really long. I mean, you're talking about like an average of 40 hours of gameplay on this game. So, oh, let's focus. I might get this on the first try. Come on, Tifa. Come on, baby. Come on, my girl. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I think we're good. Yep, we're good. First try, baby. I never get that on the first. Anyway. When you're playing through the game and there's like all these like small, you know, hardly even noticeable mini games, sometimes they can get frustrating when they're not programmed very well, as they can be in this game, but it's still just fun. It keeps things interesting. You know, I think we talked to this guy. No, I'm sorry, it's this guy. I accidentally said where's Eris, but what you want to say to that guy is ... and he thinks you're the janitor and he gives you a key card. I'm gonna sum that up for you. I'm not gonna sit there and read all that dialogue to you. If you say where's Eris, he's like, Eris, I know who that is. She's the new secretary. Do you know her? And you're like, oh, you whack job. Okay, so here's a kind of an interesting part as well. I actually want to bust out a piece of paper and a pencil for this one. Okay, so here's Domino. He's actually the mayor of Midgar. And who might you be? You must be those. I'm Domino, the mayor of Midgar. Actually, I'm mayor in name only. The city and everything in it is really run by Shinra Inc. My only real job is watching over Shinra's documents. Me, the mayor, librarian. Oh, you want to get upstairs? I'll tell you what. If you can guess the password, I'll give you my key card. Yes, that's it. Guess the password, and I'll give you my key card. Get it on the first try, and even throw in a special item. All right. So anyway, so the way this is done actually is each of these little libraries has a nameplate outside, and it says what the category of each room is. So we have the Peace Preservation / Weapon Dev Research Library. So basically everything in here should be about weapons, and there's going to be 6 books, but one of them is going to not actually be. Reactor construction chart. That actually might be the one that's out of order. Peacekeeping law, ranks of external use of Mako weaponry, anti-Shinra activities. Obviously, that's land weapons. Okay, so it was the Mako reactor thing. And if we look at the Mako reactor thing, reactor construction chart, it has the number 5 next to it. So we count 5 letters in. R-E-A-C-T is the letter. So everybody remember T. And shout it out your screen when I ask you to remember it. So we have T is the first one. I forgot to look at the category for this one. It's always a 4-letter word, by the way. Shinra Inc. Space Dev Research Library. So these should all be about space. We have T so far, right? Modern History of Space Program. Space Program. Space Dev Program. Space Mission. Special Key Policing Law. So E. The second letter is E, and I believe this is actually not I believe the letters that we get are actually not in order, so you do have to do kind of a word scramble. Urban Dev Research Library. So here's urban development. Okay, plate construction, new plans for urban stuff, city map, biological characteristics of the ancients. Obviously, okay. So B. So we have BET so far. Black Entertainment Television. Is it best? I don't know if that's one of the choices. And I'm sorry, I forgot to look at the category again. Category is ding, Scientific Research Library. Play Jeopardy. So yeah, experimental animals, Nova Project, I believe. Violent Dr. Gas Biologist. Ancients in History, I think. Diminishing Mako energy and planet movements. Final evolutionary stages and angelic flowing life. I think it's the Ancients in History, right? So that's like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14? H? What do we have? That doesn't make any sense, so I guess that's supposed to be there. I believe that one's supposed to be more spacey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it is test. Okay, so S is the last. I was literally like pointing my finger at the screen, counting letters like a child. So yeah, test, or no, I'm sorry, best it was. B was the first letter, so best. So he gives you a bunch of multiple choices here, and interestingly, it's actually a different word every time you play. So best. God, I love the sound of that. Best. I am the best. Me. No matter what anyone else says, you better believe it. I totally changed his voice, but anyway, since I got it on the first try, he's going to give me an elemental materia, which is actually quite handy. Now, let me show you how elemental materia works before the episode is over. Going to materia, I guess we'll put it on cloud, so let's go ahead and take that off. Oh no, I actually wanted that. So the elemental materia is another support materia, the blue materia, which means it has to be linked to another materia in order to have an effect. Now, obviously, we have some lightning magic right here. On the sword. If I equip the elemental materia and have it linked to the thunder materia in Cloud's Buster Sword, he's now going to have lightning element attacks. Which is to say, it's not going to be completely elemental, but basically it's not going to provide any visual difference. But if there is an enemy that's weak to electricity, which is going to be mostly like either airborne opponents or mechanical opponents, Cloud will deal extra damage to them. If you put it in your armor, however, if you link it in your armor, that's going to give you a resistance to that selected elemental type. And I believe it gets stronger based on the level of the materia itself. It's either the level of the support materia of the elemental materia, or it's the level of the materia it's linked to. I believe it's the level of the support materia of the elemental materia. The higher level it gets, the stronger the effect. So, okay, here's an interesting other puzzle room. This room is actually completely optional, but verify the key card. You're permitted to open doors on this floor up to 3 times. If you receive an item coupon, remember to exchange it for an item. Warning, refrain from entering the air conditioning ducts recklessly. They are very dangerous. Yeah, okay, I'm definitely entering some air ducts. So basically, there are 3 rooms that have items in here. There's a whole bunch of doors all over the place, and we can only open 3 before we return to the beginning. And here, this is actually how you do it. You open the top door, open the second door over here, enter this area, receive the key coupon, key item A coupon, climb into the air duct, because we were told not to, so of course we're going to. Climb it, climb it, climb it, climb it, climb it, climb it, climb it. These ducts are actually kind of weird, trying to get around these. But, you know, the one thing you have to be careful of when you're doing this is making sure that you get all the items in one go, because once you trade in the items, you can't go back for more, you don't get any tries. So you know, it's easy to get 2 or just 1, but it's kind of difficult unless you know what you're doing already to get the 3. So that's how you get all 3 of them. Boom, bam, boom. Remember, just take the top. It's the first door at the top. Go as far as you can until you meet another door, and then take the door on the south side, and then you come on, Cloud, come on, told you these are buggy. Come on, there you go. And then enter the door, take the item, climb into the vent, take that item, head to the left, open the first door you meet, take that item. That's how you do that one. So coupon change, and then you get Star Pendant, which is a nice accessory that blocks poison, I believe. Force Slash, which is a pretty shitty armor, actually. And All Materia, which is always useful, so. Hell yeah, I want to exchange them coupons. Boom. So it's really like, do you want... If you're like sitting here trying to figure out that puzzle and you don't have my help or the help of like a strategy guide or something, you sit there and try to figure out like which items can I get, which items are more valuable. But alright, so the Star Pendant, I don't know, I guess we'll put on Barret. It doesn't really matter who we put it on, but just protects somebody against poison. Throw Armlet. Let's go with... Alright, so the 4 slots is low on defense. Has four as its name suggests, it has 4 materia slots, which is nice. It's more than anything else we're going to have at this point in the game. But it has pretty low defense, no defense percentage, which I believe also known as dodge. That's basically your chance to dodge. But it has good magic defense. Here's the thing. This is something I haven't mentioned yet so far. Magic defense in this game, if you're playing the original PlayStation 1 version, if you're playing the 2012 PC re-release, this bug is actually fixed. There is an infamous bug in this game that makes it so that any magic defense that is present on a piece of armor will not count. No matter what, you cannot boost your magic defense at all via armor. You can only boost your physical defense. It's just a bug. For some reason, the damage calculations in this game do not take your magic defense that is gained from armor into account. There are some materias that you can use to boost your magic defense and other things that actually do work, but for some reason, magic defense from armor does not work, and it's just a goofy, unfortunate thing that they screwed up at some point in development, and that's what we got. Sorry, no es bueno. So basically, the 4 slots is a pretty bad armor, unless you just want all the materia slots, in which case it's okay. It's okay on like Eris, for example, but its main upside aside from the materia slots is supposed to be the magic defense. It's just that doesn't work. So I'm gonna put Fire All on Cloud, use our new all materia. And do we have any materia that we don't have equipped? Oh, we have another sense materia. No sense in not using the sense. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the episode, guys. We are on floor 63. I forget what floor Eris is on, but we should be getting to her soon. We'll head to the next floor in the next episode. I hope you guys will join me. Don't forget to hit like on the video if you did enjoy it. I will love you forever, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.